After the two parts of Kedushah that are recited by us and the Malachim, the angels above, say as well, Kadosh, 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 and Baruch Kavod, we say, Yimloch Hashem l'olam elokayach tzion l'dor v'dor haluka. A pasuk in Tehillim, that Hashem's name, Hashem should be the Melech over the entire world. The Avudram points out, he asks, why did we pick this pasuk in Tehillim, Yimloch Hashem le'olam elokayach tzion l'dor v'dor haluka? Why not pick the pasuk in the Chumash? Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. At the end of the Shira and Parshas B'Shalach, at the end of Az Yashir, say Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. Why do we jump to Tehillim and not just say the same thing, that Hashem should be the Melech forever? In fact, in the Kedushah that we recite in Uvalat Zion, we do say Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. In the beginning of Uvalat Zion, we say a Kedushah, and the third stanza is Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. So why over here in the real Kedushah of Chazar Sashatz don't we say Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed? So the Vudram writes, because it's very important in all of our tefillos that we always mention Tzion. We always mention Eretz Yisrael, Kedushah of Eretz Yisrael. So we have to say Tzion. In Uvalet Tzion, we already said Tzion. So therefore we could go for the word Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. But in Kedusha, we haven't mentioned Tzion at all. We have to move to Tehillim in order to say Yimloch Hashem l'olam elokayach tzion l'dor v'dor haluka. But really, the pasuk that we should be saying is Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. Why do we b'chlal say this sentence? This isn't really part of the Kedusha. Similar to what we said a couple days ago by Nikadesha Shimcha Ba'olam, that the Mishabur writes in Siman Samach Vav that if you're in the middle of your Kriyat Shema and you hear a Kedusha, you don't stop and say Nekadesh Shimcha Ba'olam, because that's not really part of Kedusha. The Mishabur writes the same thing is by Yimloch Hashem Le'olam. That's not really part of the Kedusha. You don't interrupt your Shema to answer. You only interrupt for Kadosh, 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 and Baruch Kavod, the real part of Kedusha. So if this isn't part of the Kedusha, and it's not an introductory call for action like Nikadesh, why b'chlal do we say this statement, Yimloch Hashem le'olam? Why do we talk about the Malchus of Hashem? So it's very interesting, if you look at the Targum Unklis, for the pasuk Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed, the pasuk that we should be saying in our Kedusha, and the same idea we do say, the Targum says, what does Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed mean? We say this in Uvalat Zion. We say Hashem Malchusei Ka'im La'olam L'omei Omaya. It doesn't mean Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed, Hashem will in the future be the Melech, but rather it means Hashem Malchusei Ka'im, Hashem establishes His kingdom La'olam L'omei Omaya. Even now, forever. The Malchus exists even now. We might not be able to see it. It might not be so clear to us that Hashem is ruling right now. Like we mentioned, we say Nekadesh Shimcha Ba'olam Kishem Shemach Tishim Losa B'Shmei Marom, that we have a tefillah for the future, that the name of God is going to be complete, because right now we don't see it. Right now we don't always see that God is here. So it's a prayer for the future that we could read and say the name of Hashem the way it's supposed to be, like the angels who see everything perfectly clear the way they see it. It's a prayer in the beginning. Here at the end of our Kedusha, we establish that it's true. Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed, Hashem Malchusei Ka'im La'olam L'omei Omaya. Hashem is here. The Malchus does exist. We don't see it. It might be hard for us to appreciate, for us to see that God is around, but we establish that really it's happening, even though it's more in a seser, in a hidden type of a way. So this is something that we should think about as we say this statement, that even though sometimes things are difficult, things are hard, we see tragedies, we see what we call bad in this world, but really at the end of the day, it's all there. Hashem is now already the Melech. Hashem is operating, and we believe that. And in the future, Miras Hashem will be able to see how all of those difficulties, all of those tragedies, the bad things, we're really all just setting things up for the good.